Welcome back, everyone. To start with, now we have corporate restructuring, valuation, and insolvency. आपके पहले मॉड्यूल में ये थर्ड पेपर है एंड एज ऑब्वियसली द नेम स्पेसिफाइज इसमें आप हर वो चीज़ पढ़ोगे जो कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग वैल्यूएशन और बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे आपकी इंसॉल्वेंसी से रिलेट करेंगी. सो तीन पार्ट पे बुक डिवाइड है. पहला आपके पास है कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग जो 50 मार्क्स की है. वैल्यूएशन इज फॉर 30 आई गेस, and then for 20 you have the insolvency concepts to come up with. Total 17 chapters divided into 3 parts. So the question paper is, now to begin with, we have the first chapter, which is the basic introduction for corporate restructuring. um, with respect to आप कैसे ट्रैक कर पाओगे मैं कौन सा स्टेटमेंट पढ़ रहा हूँ. I'll keep on highlighting my words along while I'll be reading through this. So let's begin. So first is the first thing you understand is meaning of corporate restructuring through this chapter. Next is need and scope of corporate restructuring. Third is various model of restructuring, historical background, emerging trends, planning, formulation and execution of various restructuring strategies, role of professional in restructuring process. Then sorry about that. Right. Various mode of restructuring, historical background, emerging trends, planning, formulation and execution of various restructuring strategies, role of professionals in restructuring process. So going further, we have the introduction. So there are primarily two ways of growth of business, that is organic, inorganic. ये generally मैं आपको बता दूँ, organic के case में these things, I mean this help you to restructure your business internally, and inorganic external factors consider करते हैं जिसमें आपके merger amalgamation आते हैं. इंटरनल स्ट्रैटेजीज के थ्रू जो आप जिसको बिजनेस या फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रक्चर विद इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कर सको और उसके थ्रू आपके पास कस्टमर बेस एक्सपैंड हो जाए, सेल्स आपकी बेटर हो जाए, इंक्रीज रेवेन्यू विदाउट रिजल्टिंग इन चेंज ऑफ द कॉर्पोरेट एंटिटी. सो प्लानिंग, डिसीजन मेकिंग, मैनेजमेंट से आपने अपना बिजनेस एक्सपैंड कर लिया. उसके बाद आता है आपका इनऑर्गेनिक. So provides an organization with the avenue for attaining accelerated growth, enabling to skip few steps on the growth ladder. So restructuring is through merger, amalgamation constitute one of the most important method of securing inorganic growth. Now growth can be organic or inorganic. So the company is said to be growing organically when the growth is through internal sources without changing the corporate identity. Whereas organic growth can be through capital restructuring or business restructuring. Perfect. Internal management में आपने change मारे, then this happens. The next is inorganic growth is the rate of growth of business by increasing output and business reach by acquiring new business by the way of merger, acquisitions, takeover and other corporate restructuring strategies that may create a change in the corporate entity. So, as explained earlier, through mergers, acquisitions and takeover and other corporate restructuring strategies. Now the business environment is rapidly changing with respect of technology, competition, products, people, geographical area, markets, customers. It's not enough if companies keep the pace with these changes but are expected to beat competition and innovate in order to continuously maximize shareholder value. Now inorganic growth strategies like mergers, acquisition, takeovers, spin-offs are regarded as the important engines that helps the companies to enter new market, expand the customer base, cut competition, consolidate, grow in size quickly, employ new technology with respect to products, people and process. So thus the inorganic growth strategies regard as the fast track corporate structuring strategies for ग्रोथ. अब जाहिर सी बात है इनऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ में आप दूसरी कंपनी को एक्वायर करोगे, उसके आपके कस्टमर, जो उनके कस्टमर आपके कस्टमर, जो उनके क्रेडिटर्स वो आपके क्रेडिटर्स, जो उनके डेटर्स वो आपके डेटर्स. आपकी कॉस्ट कटिंग होगी, उनकी भी कॉस्ट कटिंग होगी, टैक्स बेनिफिट्स होते हैं, डिफरेंट सॉर्ट ऑफ सिनर्जीज होती हैं. सिनर्जीज बेसिकली ये रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग करने की वजह से जो आपको एडिशनल और एड ऑन बेनिफिट्स होते हैं उसको कंसीडर करते हो आप इन ऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ में. सो रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग एज पर ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी मीन्स टू गिव अ न्यू स्ट्रक्चर टू रीबिल्ड और rearrange, which can be done internally or externally. So basically organically and inorganically. So as per Collins English Dictionary, meaning of corporate restructuring is a change in business strategy of an organization resulting in diversification, closing parts of the business, etc. to increase its long-term profitability. Ji. So now the corporate restructuring is defined as the process involved in changing organization of a business. Corporate restructuring can involve making dramatic changes to a business by cutting out or merging departments. Now, it implies that rearranging business for increased efficiency, profitability. In other words, it is a comprehensive process by which company can consolidate its business operation and strengthen its position for achieving corporate objectives, synergies, and continuing as a competitive, successful entity. So consolidate business operation, strengthen its position to achieve the objectives of the company. Now the next we have is corporate restructuring as a business strategy. Corporate restructuring is the process of significantly changing company's business model, management, team or financial structure to address and increase shareholder value. Now restructuring may involve major layoff, bankruptcy. Through restructuring, it's usually designed to minimize the impact on employees. So if possible, restructuring may involve company scale or a merger with another company. Company use restructuring business as a strategy to ensure their long-term viability. Now, the shareholders or the creditor might force a restructuring if they observe the company current business strategy as insufficient to prevent loss on their investment. So जहाँ पे investment पे loss वगैरह हो रहा हो वहाँ पे business consider करती है कि instead of going further, what we can do is we can start thinking of any business merger, amalgamation, or any sort of restructuring which helps the organization to consider the growth or minimize the losses. Now the nature of these threats can vary, but common catalysts for restructuring involve a loss of market share as a reduction of profit margin, declines in power of their corporate brand, and other motivators of restructuring include inability to retain talented professional and major changes to the marketplace that directly impact on the corporation's business मॉडल. ऑब्वियसली रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग के अपने अपने बेनिफिट्स है, बट बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे आपको ये भी ध्यान रखना है कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग से हो सकता है आपका मार्केट कैपिटल बेस डाइल्यूट हो जाए, क्योंकि अब वो चीज़ आपको शेयर करनी पड़ेगी. आप वो प्रोफेशनल्स या टैलेंटेड प्रोफेशनल्स को ना रख पाओ जिसको आप पहले रख सकते हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ म्यूचुअल डिसीजंस होंगे. सो इट कुड बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट आपके कुछ एम्प्लॉयज श्रेड हो जाए कंपनी से, बट बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग इज डन फॉर दी बेनिफिट ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज. इंटरनल एक्सटर्नल मैनेजमेंट को दोनों को ध्यान में रखते हुए कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग कंसीडर करी जाती है. सो इट इज़ द कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंटली चेंजिंग कंपनी बिजनेस मॉडल, मैनेजमेंट टीम और फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रक्चर टू एड्रेस द चैलेंज एंड increase shareholder value. So corporate restructuring is an inorganic growth strategy. So basically कोई प्रॉब्लम है ही नहीं. अब just a minute. Yeah. So ज़रूरत क्या है? What is the need and scope of corporate restructuring? Now the need and scope of corporate restructuring. Corporate restructuring is concerned with arranging the business activities of the corporate as whole so as to achieve them certain predetermined objective at corporate level. So such objective include the following. So पहला है orderly reduction of activity. So it redirect the firm activities. Then to deploy surplus cash from one business to finance the profitable growth in another. So एक business के surplus दूसरे business को finance करते हैं and helps in profitable venture. Now exploiting interdependence among the present or prospective business within the corporate portfolio. Then you have the risk reduction, development of core competency. So when we say at a corporate level, it may mean that the single company engaged in single activity or a enterprise engaged in multi activity. So corporate level means it can be a single or a multiple activity. So it should also mean that the group may having many companies engaged in related or unrelated activities. When such enterprise consider an exercise for restructuring their activities, they have to take a wholesome view of the entire activity so as to introduce a scheme of restructuring at all the level. So without studying the entire business model or the business concept with respect to the company you are going to merge or amalgamate with, or you're going for a corporate restructuring, you should make sure कि आप जिस कंपनी के साथ मर्ज या अमलगमेट हो रहे हो उसके बिजनेस के बारे में आपको पता हो. ऐसा ना हो कि आपके बिजनेस के जो ऑब्जेक्टिव जिस वजह से आपने मर्जर या कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग करी थी उसका एसेंस ही ख़त्म हो जाए. Now, however, such a scheme could be introduced and implemented in a phased manner. Now, corporate restructuring also aims at improving the competitive position of an individual business and maximizing its contribution on corporate objective. It also aims exploiting strategic assets accumulated by business, that is natural monopolies, goodwill, exclusively through licensing, etc. Now, to enhance the competitive advantages, the restructuring would help in bringing the edge over competitors. Obviously, दो बड़ी कंपनी इकट्ठे मिल जाएंगे, so there will be a monopolistic strategy, the monopolistic. However, competition act में सब चीज़ें regulate होती हैं, but by the end of the day, certain benefits and exploitation that could be considered as natural monopolies, goodwill, and those are especially through licensing. It gives you the competitive एडवांटेज. यानी कि आसपास के कॉम्पिटिटर विल बी इन अ थ्रेट की दो कंपनीज जो सेम बिजनेस में थी या सेम डायरेक्शन में थी इकट्ठे हो जाएंगे, तो ऑब्वियसली बाकी कॉम्पिटिटर्स के लिए चैलेंज हो जाएगा उस लेवल पे फिर से compete करना. हो सकता है जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द साइज या कस्टमर बेस या मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी या सेल्स स्ट्रैटेजी. इट कुड बी anything. Now the competition derives technological development. So competition from within a country is different from cross-country competition. Innovation and invention do not take place merely because of the human beings would like to be creative, or simply because of human beings tend to get bored with existing facilities, which is very true. Invention और innovation का सबसे बड़ा reason है human nature, and human nature is all about getting bored. So हो सकता है while you're watching videos, there could be a boardroom because by the end of the day, going through each and every line is not practical, and most of us do not do it. So I'm using a technology as a means of source where I can deliver my study. I can teach myself as well as you. Along with that, it will benefit both of us. For me, practice; for you, learning; for me, learning; and for you, practice again. So the innovation and invention happen out of necessity to meet the challenge of competition. Cost cutting, value addition are two mantras to get highlighted in a highly competitive world. So the money flow into the stream of production in order to able to face the competition and deliver the best possible good at the convenience and affordability of the consumer. Now the global competition derives people think big, and it makes them to fit to face global challenges. Now, to understand, so there is given, in other words, global competition derives enterprise and entrepreneurs to become fit globally. यानी कि जितना competition होगा, you thrive for being successful in your corporate system, एंड आप चाहो कि आपकी कंपनी बाहर की कंपनियों से बेटर परफॉर्म करे, डोमेस्टिकली और इंटरनेशनली बोथ. सो कॉम्पिटिटिव फोर्सेस प्ले एन इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल. In order to become a competitive force, corporate restructuring exercise could be taken up. So ये चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए भी यू कैन यूज दी कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग. ऑब्वियसली कॉर्पोरेट दो कंपनी एक हो जाए, तीन कंपनी एक हो जाए, इट विल गिव दी एडवांटेज टू ग्रो एट अ बेटर पोजिशन बिकॉज सोर्सेज की अवेलेबिलिटी बहुत हाई हो जाएगी. Also, in order to drive competitive forces, corporate restructuring exercise could be taken up, which is true again. So, um, the scope of corporate restructuring encompasses enhancing economy, cost reduction, and improving efficiency, profitability. Enhancing economy is cost reduction and profitability. So, when a company wants to grow or survive in a competitive environment, it needs to restructure itself and focus on its competitive advantage. The survival and growth of companies in this environment depends on their ability to pool all their resources and put them to optimum use. A larger company resulting from mergers of smaller ones can achieve economies of scale. Economies of scale, we all understand. If not, let me give you the Google help. So here we are. My browser is not responding for now. So what we can do is economy of scale. Let me give it a try. Economy of scale. So economy of scale basically it depends upon the customer, the kind of sale, the kind of purchase, everything. It gives the business to reach at a certain extent where you expect the business to be. So economies of scale are the cost of advantages that enterprise obtain due to scale of operation. So जो आप activities, the activities which you are taking into consideration, due to that activity, it helps you to save the cost gained by the increased level of production. So now the best part is I'm using technology in the best way possible to the optimum use. This is giving me economy of scale. However, it's not saving me any cost as such, but it is giving me improved level of production which will attract more of a audience. Now, if the size is bigger, it enjoys higher rate of corporate status. The state is allowed to it to leverage the same on its own advantage by being able to raise larger fund at lower cost. Reducing the cost of capital translates into profits. मुनाफे कमाने के दो तरीके, या तो अपनी कॉस्ट कम कर लो या प्रॉफिट्स ज़्यादा कमा लो, सेल ज़्यादा कर लो, इन शॉर्ट. Now the availability of the funds allow the enterprise to grow in all levels and thereby become more and more competitive. Now, there's an example constructed here. So the ABC Limited has a surplus fund but is not able to consider any viable projects, whereas XYZ Limit has identified viable project but has no money. So ठीक है, you merge these two company and the benefit will result in positive synergies of both companies. Now, with respect to corporate restructuring, it aims at different things at different times for different companies. And the single common objective in every restructuring exercise to eliminate the disadvantage and combine the advantage. The various need for undertaking a corporate restructuring exercise are follows. पहला, to focus on core strength, operational synergy and efficient allocation of managerial capabilities and infrastructure. Now, to make any sort of decision, you have more professional, more efficient people, more experience, more um, scope, and more discussions where you can reach to a conclusion which is not exact but on a factual basis, on a reliable basis, and on a proper state. Now, the consolidation and economies of scale by expansion and diversion to exploit extended domestic and global markets. Third is revival and rehabilitation of sick unit by adjusting losses of the sick unit with profits of a healthy company. Now, this helps in the taxation benefit. So कंपनी मर्ज कर लोगे तो आपको टैक्स बेनिफिट मिलेगा. So by the sake of companies who are into losses, you can adjust by merging with such companies. You can adjust your tax. You can cut down your tax which is required to be paid to the government by the end of the financial years. Now, acquiring constant supply of raw material, access to scientific research, technological developments. The next. Yeah. So then you have the capital restructuring by appropriate mix of loan, borrowed fund and equity funds to reduce the cost of serving and improve return on capital employed. Basically आपका ROI improve हो गया. Sorry. So you have a proper ROI. Then improve corporate performance, bringing it up par with competitors by adopting radical changes to brought about by information technology. So IT का भी benefit मिल गया. Then you have planning, formulation and execution of various restructuring strategies. Corporate restructuring strategies depend upon the nature of business. ये consider करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Now the type of diversification required and results in profit maximization through pooling of resources in a effective manner, utilization of idle resources, effective management of competition, etc. Now the planning of restructuring required detailed business studies, business demand, available of resources, utilized and idle proportion of resources, competitor analysis, environmental impact. The bottom line is कि अगर आप स्ट्रैटेजी सही बनाओगे इट विल गिव अ पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट, बट बिफोर दैट आपको कुछ प्री सर्च वगैरह इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करनी पड़ेगी विच विल टेक अ टाइम फॉर ऑब्वियस रीजंस ना. ये मैं मिटा इसलिए रहा हूँ क्योंकि ये साथ में फिर आगे वीडियो में कंटिन्यू हो जाएगा विच इज़ नॉट रेलेवेंट फॉर नाउ, बट येस अलाउ मी, सॉरी अबाउट दिस. Right. And then it involves now the next thing it involves is examination of various aspects before and after the restructuring process. यानी कि pre और post restructuring process study करना बहुत ज़रूरी हो जाता है. So अब आपको क्या कंसीडर करना चाहिए वो देखते हैं. Depending upon business to business strategy, what are you trying to consider? But during after consider जो आपको करने ही करने हैं वो आपके पॉइंट्स ये रहे. Valuation and funding, जिसके बारे में हम डिटेल obviously thanks to the institute डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे. Then legal and procedural issues, टैक्सेशन एंड स्टैम्प ड्यूटी एक्सपेक्ट्स, ये सारा चीज़ आपके पास इंफॉर्मेटिव इस बुक में आप जानोगे. अकाउंटिंग एक्सपेक्ट्स, competition expects human and cultural synergies. Now, based on the analysis of various aspects, the right type of strategy is chosen. Now, corporate restructuring में क्या क्या आ जाता है? Merger, demerger, reverse merger, disinvestment, takeover, joint ventures, strategic alliance, franchising and slump. सी अब थोड़ा थोड़ा सबके बारे में जानेंगे. So first thing you have to proceed with is merger. Okay, so merger is basically immense from merge, यानी कि मिलना. So it's a combination of two or more companies which can be merged together either by the way of amalgamation or absorption or formation of new company. The combining of two or more companies generally offering stockholders of one company securities in acquiring the company in exchange for the surrender of their stock. Now the mergers may be horizontal, two or more companies that complete the same industry. Same industry is horizontal. Now with the direct competitor and hence expands the firm operation in the same industry. Horizontal mergers are designed to achieve economies of scale, low cost pay, high production, and resulting in reducing the number of competitors in the industry. Very sensible, very reliable. The next we have is vertical. Take place upon the combination of two or more companies which are operational in the same industry but at a different stages of production or distribution system. So if a company takes over supplier, producer of raw material, then may result in the backward of integration of his activities. So on the other hand, forward integration, it results if the company decide to take over the retailer or the customer company. The vertical merger may provide for a total integration of those firms which are striving for owning all those phases of production scheduled together with the marketing network. So एक situation ने supplier producer की बात करी और एक situation में उसी में अगर आप देखो दो तरीके से इंटीग्रेट. एक तो बैकवर्ड, जैसे कि आप कहीं से इनपुट ले रहे हो तो आप सप्लायर के पास चले गए जो आपके रॉ मटेरियल आपको प्रोवाइड करता है. ये हो गया बैकवर्ड. सो चेन आपने अगर समझते हो तो बेसिकली चेन बनती है. चेन कुछ ऐसे बनी. सो पहले आप आए, आपने क्रिएट करा मैन्युफैक्चर, होलसेलर, रिटेलर एंड कंज्यूमर. सो मैन्युफैक्चर ने होलसेलर कंसीडर करते हैं पहले. होलसेलर ने मैन्युफैक्चर के साथ मर्ज कर लिया. सो इसको बोलोगे आप बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन. और यहीं पे अगर ये फॉरवर्ड रिटेलर के साथ मर्ज कर जाए या मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इसके साथ मर्ज कर जाए, then this would be forward integration. Now this how it goes with respect to the co-generic merger. So co-generic merger is a kind of merger where two companies of the same related industry but do not offer same products. Same industry but same products नहीं है. Same industry but no same products, but related products and may share similar distribution channel. Related पेन्स हो सकते हैं. पेन्स के अलावा आपके पास और क्या आप कंसीडर कर सकते हो? कंप्यूटर, लैपटॉप्स. Now the providing synergy, but pens again is do not offer the same product. Same product नहीं, related or similar product. Related or similar product. लैपटॉप, मोबाइल फोन्स, डिवाइसेस, कंप्यूटर peripherals, ये सारी चीज़ें. Providing synergies for the merger. Now the potential benefit from these mergers is high because these transactions offer opportunity to diversify around a common case of strategic resources. So these are for similar. Conglomerate merger. Now, these mergers involve firms engaging in unrelated type of activity, that is the business of two or more companies are not related to each other horizontally or vertically. Relation है ही नहीं. Pure conglomerate, there is no important common factor between the company: production, marketing, research and development and technology. So these mergers are of different kind of business under a one flagship company. The purpose of merger remains utilization of financial resources, enlarged debt capacity, and also synergy for managerial function. So it does not have a direct impact on acquisition of monopoly power and thus favored throughout the world as a means of diversification. So diversification के लिए we have conglomerate merger. Now we have the demerger. So यहाँ पे business entity aggregate होने की बजाय जुड़ने की बजाय segregate हो गई into one or more components. So the demerger is often done to help each other segments to operate more smoothly as they can focus on more specific task after demerger. Then we have the reverse merger. So reverse merger is the opportunity for unlisted company to become public listed without opting for initial public offer. In this process, the private company acquires majority shares of its public with its own name. Then you have your disinvestment. So it is the action of an organization or government selling or liquidating an asset or subsidiary. It's also known as divestiture. Then you have the takeover. Takeover इसमें आप टारगेट कंपनी जिस कंपनी के आप शेयर्स बाय कर रहे हो उसका आप कंट्रोल ले लेते हो. So it's also known as acquisition. So normally this type of acquisition is undertaken to achieve market supremacy. It may be friendly or hostile. So friendly takeover वो हो गए जहाँ पे it takes over the management of the target company with permission of the board, और hostile ज़बरदस्ती आपसे आपकी कंपनी हथियाली आपकी मार्केट्स में शेयर खरीद के. Then you have a joint venture. Joint venture तो if people saying in Delhi is the best is like joint venture for DMRC. So joint venture is an entity formed by two or more companies to undertake financial activity together. The parties agree to contribute equity from a new entity, shares the revenue, express and control of the company. So it may be projected based joint venture or functional based joint venture. So particular project जैसे कि मेट्रो प्रोजेक्ट के लिए DMRC का जो JV है, और फंक्शन बेस कुछ स्पेसिफिक टास्क कंसिडर करे हुए हैं. सो प्रोजेक्ट बेस और फंक्शन बेस वैसे ही समझाए गए हैं. प्रोजेक्ट बेस in order to achieve a specific task. Functional base entered into by the companies in order to achieve mutual benefit is known as functional base. Strategic alliance, agreement between two or more parties to collaborate with each other in order to achieve certain objectives while continuing to remain the independent organization is called a strategic alliance. Alliance is like joining hands together, but by the end of the day काम करने तरीका आपका अपना अपना रहेगा. Then you have franchising. I believe this is the most aware. This is the most known thing if I talk about corporate restructuring. Franchising is basically it's made defined as an agreement where one party, the franchisor, grants the other party, franchisee, to use the trade name as well as certain business system and process to produce market goods or services along to certain specifications. Now the franchisee usually pays one-time franchisee fee plus percentage of sales revenue as royalty and gains. So एक टाइम फ्रेंचाइजी प्लस परसेंटेज ऑफ सेल रेवेन्यू एज रॉयल्टी एंड गेट्स. सो दो चीज़ें मिली आपको यहाँ पे, एक तो छोटा मोटा अमाउंट और थोड़ा सा शेयर मिल गया प्रॉफिट का. देन आती है स्लम सेल्स. सम सेल्स टैक्सेशन में आपने बहुत पढ़ेगी, वो भी कैपिटल गेन में. सो इट्स इंफॉर्मेटिव है. So sum sale means transfer of one or more undertaking as a result of the sale of lump sum consideration without being values or being assigned to the individual assets. and liability. In such sales, if a company sells or disposes of the whole or essentially the whole of its undertaking for a predetermined lump sum consideration, then it's result in a slump sale. So this is how it is. Now, corporate restructuring historical background. So, pehle it was highly regulated economy. Now, the government participation was overwhelming, like, was pleasing, but economy was controlled in a centralized way by the government participation and intervention. In other words, economy was closed as economic forces such as demand supply were not allowed to have full-fledged liberty to rule the market. Now, there was no scope of realignments and everything was controlled. In such a scenario, the scope and mode of corporate restructuring were very limited due to restrictive government policies and rigid regulatory framework. So basically, आपके corporate restructuring के scenario पे it was not practical earlier कि आप corporate restructuring कर सको because the government was not giving the aid with respect to such corporate restructuring कि आप उसको जाके properly process कर सको. Now, with the change in time and the government becomes slightly relaxed on the part कि थोड़ा सा liberalization, globalization, ये सारी चीज़ें foreign technologies को लाना was a requirement because by the end of the day, if we look into the domestic pace and the international pace, internationally things are working way too well with respect to the economy in Indian domestic market. So these restrictions remain in vogue practically over 2 decades. So over 2 decades these remain in concern. However, they prove incompatible with the economic system. So they were not proper while keeping the pace for the global economic developments. If the objectives of faster economic growth were to be achieved, the government have to review the entire policy framework and under the economic liberalization measure remove the above restriction by omitting relevant section and provision. So the real opening up of economy started with the industrial policy 1991. So this was a change in 1991 whereby the continuity with change was emphasized and the main thrust was on the relaxation and industrial licensing, foreign investment, transfer of foreign technology. As I stated earlier, जो चीज़ मैंने आपको पहले बताई, it's just the same. Now with the economic liberalization, globalization and opening up for economy, because economy earlier was quietly packed. आप वही एक छोटे से एरिया में जब आप ट्रांजेक्शन वगैरह सारी चीज़ें कर रहे हो, सो एफिशिएंट डिमांड सप्लाई आ नहीं रही थी एंड इसकी वजह से ऑब्वियसली फंड रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, प्रॉपर कंज्यूमर बेस रिक्वायरमेंट होता है, प्रॉपर एडवर्टीजमेंट चैनल रिक्वायर यूज होते हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए होती है. नाउ विद रिस्पेक्ट टू सच obviously thing has to be improved. So Indian corporate sector started restructuring to meet the opportunity and challenges of the competition. Now economic and liberalization reforms have transformed the business scenario over the world. Now the most significant development has been the integration of national economy with the market oriented globalized economy. The multilateral trade agenda and the World Trade Organization have been facilitating easy and free flow of technology, capital expertise across the globe. A restructuring wave sweeping the corporate sector all over the world, taking within its fold both big and small entity. So even World Trade Organization's assistance, providing the free flow of technology, capital, expertise, credits, everything was available in the market. So you can go ahead and start working things out for yourself as per the economics sector, as per the restructuring, as per the innovation of technologies, taking big decisions which require huge capital investments. But the compromising of old economic business conglomerates and the new economy compares even if the infrastructure and service sector. Now from banking to oil, telecommunication to the power generation, petrochemicals to the aviation, companies are coming together as never before, never ever before. Now it's not only these new industry like e-commerce and biotechnology have been exploring and the old industry are being transformed. So ये तो business थे ही. Apart from this, e-commerce and biotechnology, they also started coming to the picture. So there were new things which were the people were about to look into. Now, with respect to the increasing competition in the economy heading towards the globalization, the corporate restructuring activities are expected to occur at a much larger scale than any time in the past, because now the policies have been changed. Now, the corporate restructuring plays a major role in enabling the enterprise to achieve economies of scale, global competitiveness, right size, and host of other benefits, including reduction of cost of operation and administration. Now, with respect to such, the expanding role of professionals, here it's all about us. So the restructuring process does not only involve strategic decision making based on the market study, the competitor analysis for forecasting of synergies on various um, respects, mutual benefits, expected social impact, etc., but also the technical and legal aspects such as valuation of organization involved in restructuring process. Apart from that, swap ratio of shares, if any, legal and procedure aspects with the regulators such as ROC, High Court, tax benefit after merger, human and cultural integration, stamp duty cost involved, etc. So there was quite much to do when restructuring took place. Now it involves a team of professional expert like company secretaries, chartered accountants, cost accountants, HR professional, etc. Now, who have a role play in various strategies of restructuring process. Now, the company secretaries being the vital link, being the important link between the management and the stakeholders, are involved in the restructuring process throughout as a coordinator. In addition to their responsibility for legal and regulatory compliances, something company secretaries are famous for. Now, the restructuring deals are increasing day by day, so it's a requirement now. With the business dynamics and the international demands, the necessities, the expanded role of professional in terms of maximum quality and optimum time. Now the next two we have is the Companies Act 2013. So by the end of the day, कंपनीज है, कंपनीज एक्ट में ग्रिप चाहिए कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग करने के लिए. काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों के कॉम्बिनेशन होते हैं, जिसमें से एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ आएगी Companies Act 2013. So Companies Act 2013, the new Companies Act, it has brought many enabling provision with regard to mergers, compromise or arrangement, especially with respect to the cross-border mergers, time-bound and single window clearances, enhance disclosure to various regulators, simplify procedure for smaller companies, etc. Some sections under Companies Act are as under. So Pella has section 66, that is reduction of share capital. 67, restriction on purchase by a company in its own share. A company cannot purchase its own shares. Chapter 15, compromise, arrangement and amalgamations. So they are approximately from section 230 to 240. So they have the features for the compromise, arrangement and amalgamation. Let's go one by one what it is all about. So moreover, the first chapter, this will not be discussed in to an extent जहाँ पे आप हर चीज़ अच्छे से समझ पाओ, but yes, एक छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन आपको मिलेगा और उसमें आपको समझने में थोड़ी सी हेल्प होगी कि आगे चैप्टर्स में आप क्या पढ़ने वाले हो. Now the power of compromise or make arrangement with creditors and members. 231 is the power of tribunal to enforce compromise or arrangement. 232 is with merger and amalgamation of companies. 233 is a merger or amalgamation of certain companies, some specific companies. 234 is with the amalgamation of company with a foreign company, which will definitely require some FEMA rules and regulation of the act to be dealt with. Section 235 is to power to acquire shares of shareholders dissenting from scheme or contract approved by majority. Then they have the 236 with the purchase of minority shareholding. 237 has to deal with the power of central government to provide amalgamation of companies in public interest. 238, registration of offer of scheme involving transfer of shares.
239, preservation of books and paper of amalgamated companies. 240 is for the liability of officer in respect of offence committed prior to merger or amalgamation. Perfect. Now you have the salient features of Companies Act 2013 relating to the corporate restructuring, that is to be dealt with section 230 to 240. The corporate restructuring through compromise, arrangement and amalgamation. And here earlier it was CLB, now we have the NCLT. So let's welcome it. So NCLT, to start up with, NCLT is assumed the jurisdiction of the High Court. Same of the High Court, NCLT shall have the power. So sorry, CLB or High Court, now it's the NCLT. Oh no, it's just the other same thing. So High Court पहले scheme approve करता था and has to be dealt accordingly. Now section 230 subsection 1 provides that the compromise or arrangement may be proposed between the company and its creditors or the company and its members. No worries. Section 232, application for compromise or arrangement shall be submitted before the NCLT accompanied by an affidavit disclosing the all material facts relating to the company, reduction of capital if any including the compromise or arrangement. Third is, so the third is any scheme of corporate debt restructuring consented by not less than 75% of the secured creditor in value along with the creditor responsibility statement, safeguard for the protection of the other secured and unsecured creditors, report of the auditor as to the fund requirement after CDR, that is corporate restructuring, to the company into and the conformity to the liquidity test, etc. So these are a few of the things which will be required with the application. And they have the section 230 subsection 3, which says the notice relating to the compromise or arrangement and other documents shall be sent to all member creditor debenture holder, also be placed on the website of the company, and the notice shall contain the statement disclosing the effect of such scheme, and that should be in a separate form. The provisions of section 230 subsection 4, that is persons not holding less than 10% of the shareholding, or the persons having the outstanding debt of amounting not less than 5% of the total outstanding debt as per the latest audited financial statement, entitled to object the scheme of compromise or arrangement. Now the section 230 subsection 5, notice of meeting for approval of scheme compromise arrangement, various regulator including CG, IT, RBI, SEBI, Registrar, respective stock exchange, CCI, any other as may be specified. So this will be taken into consideration. Then these authorities are supposed to reply by within 30 days from the receipt of notice. Then you have section 230 subsection 6, where the approval of majority of person representing 3/4 in value of members or creditors, such as approval of scheme when sanctioned by the tribunal, shall be binding on the company, all creditor, member or liquidator in the case where the company is being wound up. So do not worry, ऐसा नहीं है मैं सिर्फ पढ़ रहा हूँ. I have prepared notes, we'll discuss it in this video itself. Then you have section 232 subsection 1, which deals with scheme of compromise and arrangement which has been proposed for the purpose of reconstruction company or the merger amalgamation of 2 or more companies, यानी कि यहाँ पे आप scheme prepare कर रहे हो. Then you have 233, which is the fast track mergers, which can be done without the approval. What a beauty, without the approval of NCLT. So where the 2 or more small company is defined under the act, holding and its wholly owned subsidiary company and other class of company as may be specified. Then you have is 233(10). So it provides that the transferee company cannot hold any share in its own name or in the name of any trust or on behalf of any subsidiary or associate company. It is necessary that all such shares need to be cancelled and extinguished upon मर्जर होते ही इसको कैंसिल कर देना. सो लेट मी टेक यू टू समथिंग वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग फर्स्ट. तो पहले आते हैं स्लाइड पे. सो ये है सेक्शन 230, कंपनी टू डील विद मेंबर और क्रेडिटर्स. ये देखो जी. सो कंपनी हैज टू प्रपोज टू मेंबर और क्रेडिटर. ठीक है, ये आपको स्कीम इट हैज टू बी बिटवीन कंपनी एंड इट्स क्रेडिटर और द कंपनी एंड इट्स मेंबर. ठीक है. दूसरा कहता है आपको एक एप्लीकेशन और एफिडेविट देनी है जो कंपनी के फैक्ट्स फीचर्स बताएगी. अगर उसकी वजह से स्कीम की वजह से कोई रिडक्शन वगैरह हो रहा है वो आपको स्पेसिफाई करना है. इसके अलावा 75% आपको अप्रूवल चाहिए बाय सिक्योर्ड क्रेडिटर इन वैल्यू. प्लस कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग स्कीम के तहत ये जो कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चर कर रहे हो आप, इस पे आपको ये रिपोर्ट ऑडिटर की रिपोर्ट देनी है. एक मिनट, ये लो जी. ये sorry here it is. Safeguard for the secured and secure creditor fund requirement. ये sorry creditors responsibility statement, इसको मैं ना चेंज ही कर दूँ. CRS is creditor responsibility statement देना पड़ेगा. that will be given by an auditor. हाँ, CRS आपको देना पड़ेगा, रिपोर्ट बॉडी ऑडिटर. इसके अलावा कुछ भी एडिशनल. सो बेसिकली एप्लीकेशन, एफिडेविट, डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो अटैच, कंपनी के फैक्ट फीचर्स, द रिडक्शन ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट स्कीम, 75% ऑफ अप्रूवल बाय सिक्योर्ड क्रेडिटर इन वैल्यू, क्रेडिटर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी स्कीम, रिपोर्ट ऑफ ऑडिटर एंड इन रिस्पेक्ट टू लिक्विडिटी ऑफ द कंपनी. देन यू हैव दिस 230 subsection 3. so notice to all MCD members, creditors and debt holders. ये नोटिस आप वेबसाइट पे भी लगाएंगे और उसके अलावा आपके मर्जर अमलगमेशन से जो कॉर्पोरेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग कर रहे हो ये स्टेक होल्डर को क्या इफेक्ट करेगा वो सारी चीज़ें आपने इन्फॉर्म करनी है. 230 सब 4 पर्सन शेयर होल्डर्स, persons in 10% of shareholding या outstanding debt in value of 5% or more can object the corporate restructuring scheme. 230 subsection 5 it says send the notice to various regulators. आपका आया CG, ROC, SEBI, income tax, stock exchange, Reserve Bank of India, Competition Commission or any other as may be specified. Now with respect to this, ये आपको रेगुलेटरीज 30 दिन के अंदर जिस दिन को उनको नोटिस मिला है उस दिन से आपको जवाब दे देंगे. उसके बाद आता है आपका 230 सबसेक्शन 6. स्कीम शैल बी अप्रूव्ड बाय 3/4 इन वैल्यू मेंबर और 1 मिनट 36 है, दिखा रहा हूँ मैं आपको. हाँ जी, 3/4 इन वैल्यू मेंबर और creditor, member or creditor in case company is being wound up. और एक बार ट्रिब्यूनल ने अप्रूव कर दी तो स्कीम जो होगी shall be binding upon member, creditor और liquidator. The next thing you have to deal with is section 232 subsection 1. So scheme of compromise and arrangement ये है. 233 has to be dealt with fast track merger amalgamation without the approval of NCLT. अब ये कौन कर सकती हैं? स्मॉल कंपनीज. अब स्मॉल कंपनीज कौन होती हैं ये मैं आपको रिलायबल सोर्स से दिखाता हूँ. स्मॉल कंपनीज, एक सेकेंड, हाँ जी, MCA की वेबसाइट है. स्मॉल कंपनी हर वो कंपनी जो पब्लिक कंपनी के अलावा जिसका पेड अप शेयर कैपिटल आपका 50 लाख से 5 करोड़ तक के विद इन होगा. 50 लाख एक्सीड नहीं करेगा और अगर हायर भी होगा तो 5 करोड़ से ज़्यादा का नहीं. टर्नओवर जो होगा लास्ट प्रॉफिट स्टेटमेंट डज नॉट एक्सीड 2 करोड़ रुपीज और सच अमाउंट नॉट बी मोर देन 20 करोड़ रुपीज। तो ये हो गई आपकी स्मॉल कंपनी। ठीक है, पेड अप कैपिटल आपका 50 लाख से 5 करोड़ मैक्सिमम जा सकता है, 50 लाख के विद इन रहेगा, बट 5 करोड़ के ऊपर गई तो स्मॉल कंपनी नहीं है। सेम विद द टर्नओवर। उसके बाद होल्डिंग और होली ओन सब्सिडी, इनके बीच में मर्जर अमलगेशन एनसीएलटी की परमिशन नहीं चाहिए। इसके अलावा एज मे बी प्रिस्क्राइब्ड, हाँ जी, एज मे बी प्रिस्क्राइब्ड। हाँ, कुछ कंपनीज को ये चीज़ अलाउड नहीं है, फास्ट ट्रैक मर्जर अमलगेशन नहीं कर सकते। Shares on the earning. Allow me a minute. So sorry. Scheme of regulator, company of fast responsible company, own subsidiary company. I can't find it. Still देख लो इसको। बता देता हूँ। पब्लिक होल्डिंग सब्सिडी नॉट अलाउड, स्पेशल एक्ट में कंपनी फॉर्म करिए नॉट अलाउड, सेक्शन 8 कंपनी नॉट अलाउड। सो ये वाली कंपनीज को अलाउड नहीं है कि वो फास्ट ट्रैक से मर्जर अमलगमेट करें ना। विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द 233 sub 10 इट प्रोवाइड्स ट्रांसफरी कंपनी, ये कंपनी जो अपने शेयर्स ट्रांसफ़र करती है ये एक्सेप्ट करता है। सो ट्रांसफरी कंपनी, सो ये कंपनी कैन नॉट होल्ड इट्स ओन शेयर इन इट्स ओन नेम, अपने नाम से अपनी कंपनी के शेयर होल्ड करना मना है। इवन इन द नेम ऑफ एनी ट्रस्ट, इवन एज अ सब्सिडरी फॉर इट्स सब्सिडरी, इनके बिहाफ पे भी आप नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर सकते, ना आप अपनी एसोसिएट के हिसाब से कर सकते हो। अगर आपके पास कोई ऐसे शेयर हैं तो कृपया कर उन शेयर को एक्सटिंग्विश या कैंसिल कर दीजिएगा। द नेक्स्ट यू हैव इज वाइंडिंग अप टू बी प्रोसेस विद। सो वाइंडिंग अप means winding off the company under Companies Act 2013 or liquidation under the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code। वाइंडिंग अप के तरीके, दो तरीके, एनसीएलटी कर दे या आप खुद कर लो। लिक्विडेशन, एनसीएलटी करेगा तो कंपनीज एक्ट में करेगा, वॉलंटरी लिक्विडेशन करोगे तो इंसॉल्वेंसी बैंक्रप्सी कोड के अकॉर्डिंग। अब इंस्टेंसेस वेयर इन द कंपनी कैन बी ओन्ड बाय ट्रिब्यूनल। हाँ जी, क्या क्या चीज़ें हो सकती हैं यहाँ पे कंपनी ट्रिब्यूनल के थ्रू बंद हो जाएगी। एक पिटीशन डाली 272 कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 में, आपने एसआर पास कर लिया, कंपनी ने कोई ऐसा काम करा हो जो पब्लिक के हित में नहीं था, पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट में नहीं था, एंड has compromised on integrity of India, public order, decency और morality, cannot function further। अगर गवर्नमेंट या किसी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट बाय नोटिफिकेशन स्पेसिफाई करती है कि कंपनी के जो काम करने के तौर तरीके हैं वो धोखाधड़ी या प्रॉपरली नहीं कंडक्ट हो रहे और ये जो कंपनी फॉर्म हुई है दैट इज़ फॉर दी अनलॉफुल पर्पस, कानूनी तौर पे जो काम नहीं होने चाहिए वो कर रही हैं, और या तो जो लोग इसके फॉर्मेशन में इन्वॉल्व हैं वो पहले से ही फ्रॉड के केस में कोर्ट से ये मतलब ऑर्डर निकल चुका है कि भाई धोखेबाज है, गलत तरीके से बिजनेस करना, गलत तरीके से बिजनेस चलाने में माहिर है, इन लोगों के लिए आप कंपनी नहीं खोलेंगे, और इस केस में कंपनी शुड बी वॉन्ड अप। इन शॉर्ट, अगर कंपनी ने रजिस्ट्रार को 5 साल लगातार अपने फाइनेंशियल नहीं सबमिट करे तो भी बंद, और जहाँ ट्रिब्यूनल को लगता है कि आप कंपनी बंद ही कर दो आप, तो वहाँ बंद हो जाएगी। अब वाइंडिंग अप के लिए पिटीशन कौन कौन फाइल कर सकता है? हाँ जी, वाइंडिंग अप के लिए जो लोग पिटीशन फाइल कर सकते हैं वो हैं कंपनी खुद, कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटरी और कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटरीज दोनों, ऑल और एनी ऑफ द पर्सन स्पेसिफाई ए एंड बी, रजिस्ट्रार, सीजी, और जहाँ पर in case of falling under clause B point F, in case of falling under clause B of section 271 by the CG or SG, ठीक है, CG और SG, ये हो गए पिटीशन के लिए। अब देखते हैं वॉलंटरी वाइंडिंग अप। वॉलंटरी वाइंडिंग अप कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 में it has been omitted. It's a notification on 15 November 2016 and 255 of Insolvency Bankruptcy Code को acceptance में लाया गया, which refers to the 11th schedule of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Now, एक तो वाइंडिंग अप हो गया, now the liquidation. Now part 2 chapter 20 of the Companies Act 2013 dealing with the voluntary wind up has been deleted by the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, and a separate provision of section 59 has been made in the code for dealing with the voluntary winding up of the corporate person including companies. Okay, now this section provides the initiation of voluntary liquidation proceed by the corporate debtor which has not defaulted on any debt due to any पर्सन। अब ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि ये उन जगह वॉलंटरी लिक्विडेशन करेगा जहाँ पर ये कॉर्पोरेट डेटर है, इसने अपने उधार चुकाने में किसी भी तरीके का डिफॉल्ट ना कराओ, यानी कि टाइम से अपने कर्जे पे करता आ रहा हो। द वॉलंटरी डेटर इज बीइंग अ कंपनी में choose to voluntarily wind up under these several circumstances including winding up at a result of period of एक्सपायरी ऑफ पीरियड फॉर ऑपरेशन, फिक्स इन इट्स कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डॉक्यूमेंट्स। उसने पहले डिसाइड कर रखा था कि भाई एक सर्टेन टाइम के बाद, एक सर्टेन काम हो जाने के बाद कंपनी वाइंड अप कर जाएगी, या कोई ऐसा इवेंट ऑकर हुआ है जिसके बारे में डॉक्यूमेंट्स में जो फॉर्मेशन जो कंपनी जो मतलब जो चीज़ फॉर्म करी थी आपने उसमें स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन करा था। सो ये दो केस में प्यार से कंपनी बंद। हाँ जी, सो अब कंसीडर करते हैं फर्स्ट चैप्टर हमारा यहाँ होता है ख़त्म। थोड़ा सा राउंड अप है, आप देख लो। ग्रोथ ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, ऑर्गेनिक इनऑर्गेनिक स्ट्रक्चर में भी, फाइनेंशियल, टेक्नोलॉजिकल, मार्केटिकल, कॉमनली अडॉप्टेड टूल्स, मर्जर अमलगमेशन, रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग, फाइनेंशियल वैल्यूएशन, स्टाफ ड्यूटी, रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क में क्या क्या आ जाएगा। आई बिलीव वी आर ऑल अवेयर ऑफ दिस, और ये हमें अपने प्रोफेशनल करियर में भी और अभी प्रोफेशनल एग्जामिनेशन में भी पढ़ना है। And it has expanded for us and several provisions for revamping the corporate restructuring. अब कुछ questions हैं, I hope इनके जवाब अब आपको आ गए होंगे, and hopefully ये वाला जो वीडियो है जो थोड़ा improvise करके मैंने डाला है आपको पसंद आया होगा। Try to share with more and more people, and best part is क्योंकि मॉड्यूल है so it will be more beneficial for the people who are studying through modules and who are not. No issues, module तो I mean it's like Bible for we as a student, so I personally recommend you should go through it. And best part is video में आपको I'll say that again, you do not need a book to study, you do not need a module to study, you do not need a book to study. Just look at the screen, set yourself back, एक बढ़िया सा पिलो विलो लो, आप एक नोटबुक लो, सामने लगाओ, क्लैरिटी भी अच्छी है, सारी चीज़ें प्रॉपर हो गई हैं, so it won't take much. The next chapter we will starting with be is second.
सो ट्राई यही होगा कि ये वीडियोस जल्दी से जल्दी अपलोड हो जाएं, आप तक पहुंच जाएं. जून में एग्ज़ाम्स हैं, आई नो. सो विल ट्राई टू मेक इट बेस्ट कि मैं जितने ज़्यादा मैक्सिमम से मैक्सिमम हो सके मैं वीडियोस अपलोड कर दूंगा. सो सेकंड चैप्टर में लीगल एंड प्रोसीजर एक्सपेक्ट्स हैं, विल डिस्कस इट अकॉर्डिंगली. सो I may sign off now. Thank you so much. And with respect to this, छोटे से नोट्स हैं क्या ही हैं, आई मीन आप देख लो अगर आपको हेल्प करते हैं. सो यू कैन गेट इट थ्रू. और नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं क्लास जब बनाऊंगा सो नोट्स साथ के साथ रिकॉर्ड करूँगा, मतलब आई क्रिएट. सो क्लास में टाइम लगेगा, प्लीज़ डू नॉट माइंड दैट. सो हेयर इट हैज़. एंड नेक्स्ट everything is perfect for now. I may take your leave then. Thank you so much.